Hello everyone, this is Joy Universe, and in today's video I would like to discuss with you two different strategies that you can use to solo the raptor boss in ZG. In the first strategy, we're going to use the shadow spec, so we'll be playing a shadow priest. I'm doing this in PTR, as you can see, and the first you want to do is kill the speaker. By the way, the gear and the glyph doesn't really matter for this strategy, so feel free to use whatever you have. And then we want to stand right here in the corner. The speaker will die, and then the boss will come out. By standing in the corner, we will drop the raptor underground, as you can see right here. And then, after 15 seconds, the boss will reset. So we just want to drag him away from his initial position, and our goal is to re-aggro him when he runs back. So it's a pretty RNG dependent. So in this pull, I didn't get it off. Doesn't matter. We will just have to try it again. And here we go again. So we want to pull the boss, and then we go to the corner. Wait for the raptor to drop underground, and then we can also use a trick by casting Shadow Fiend on the boss and casting Fade. The boss will focus entirely on the Shadow Fiend, so this way we can minimize damage we take. When the boss reset, as you can see here, and if we successfully re-aggro him, the raptor will disappear for good. And then what we want to do is pop a swiftness potion. That's what I used. You can also use the rocket boots, and then we want to kite him all the way to the Hakar platform. Now obviously you will have to clear all the trashes along beforehand. So there's a couple packs of berserkers, patrols, etc. So you have to clear all of them. So now once we're on the platform, what you want to do is stand right next to this stump or pillar, or whatever you want to call it, and then we want to start dodging the boss and using all our spells. And our goal is to kite the boss by moving forward and backward. As you can see, by moving forward a little bit, the boss will walk toward the stairs. But if we go backward and stand in the middle of the stump, the boss will pass underneath the platform. So this is the trick we'll be using to kite him. There are two mechanics you need to pay attention during this kiting phase. First, this boss can use a random charge. And I discovered that if you never get him on the stairs, so if you never allow him to go too far on the stairs, he will never get a random charge off. That is 100% guaranteed. Second thing, he will also use what is called threatening gaze, as you can see here in just a second. I'm going to show you real quick. When you get the threatening gaze debuff, what you want to do is once there's 2 seconds left, like you see right here, you want to position yourself in the middle of the stump so that the boss walks underneath the platform. So the position is very important. I'm going to show you one more time, but in slow motion. So here, as you can see, we have the debuff timer. When there's above 2 seconds left, I back off so that the boss passes underneath the platform. This way, when the timer expires, he's either under the platform or he's walking towards under the platform. Very important, because otherwise, if you let him walk toward the stairs once the timer expires, he will 100% charge it. Okay, very important. But if you can do it correctly, you will never get charged. So these are the main mechanics you need to worry about. If you can do these two main mechanics correctly, you will never get charged, and this boss will be pretty easy because he's fairly slow. And as a priest, we have 3 dots, so it should be very easy to, kite him to death. If you use Mind Flay though, be careful, because casting Mind Flay sometimes change the direction where you're facing. So if you're not careful, then you might accidentally fall off the platform, which is not ideal. So I think I have covered everything about this strategy. Overall, I think it takes about 10 minutes to pull the boss to the platform and kill him. but it takes about 30 minutes to clear all the trashes along the way. So overall, I would say it takes about 40 minutes with this strategy. Alright, now let's talk about the second strategy we can use to solo the raptor boss as priest. For this one, we will be playing a discipline priest. As you can see right here, here's my gears. You want to be as tanky as you can, because for this one we'll be taking a lot of hits. Here's my talents. What you notice here is that I use a swiftness of Zanza potion, because we'll be kiting the boss a little bit, and having extra speed is really important. We also want to use the inner fire glyph to make our armor goes higher. And then last thing, we want to use a PvP trinket, and I'll tell you why later. So the first part of the strategy remains the same. We want to stand in the corner and drop the raptor underground and try to re-aggro the boss when he resets. And just gonna wait here a second for the boss to reset. And like I said, it's pretty RNG dependent, so sometimes you might need to do this a couple of times. And here I successfully re-aggro the boss. Now instead of kiting the boss all the way to the Hakar platform, we're just gonna stay here and we will kill the boss right here in this area. This way, we don't have to clear all those trashes between this area and the Hakar platform, so it will save us a lot of time. But there is a catch, because as a discipline priest, killing this boss will take quite some time. And for this strategy to work, first thing you will notice that I never dodge the boss. The reason being, if there's dots on the boss when he casts his threatening gaze, like you see right here, it will produce threat, and by the end of it, the boss will cast what we call a guillotine, which does a ton of damage. If he does another mortal strike on top of guillotine, you pretty much just die right there. So in order to play safe, I never dodge the boss. So the only option left is damage from the reflective shield. Direct spells such as, like Mind Blast, Smite, and we can also use the wand. So that limits our offensive spell quite a bit. And on top of it, my setup is not optimal. I have very little hit rating on my gear. I only have like about 3% of hit rating, like you said. So you see my spell miss a lot. And because of that, it takes really a long time. So if the boss is not casting threatening gaze, we just stand on the ground, popping up the shield, either use wand or use direct damaging spells. If he casts threatening gaze though, we want to stop casting anything and we just want to run. And because we have the swiftness of Zanza, we should be able to create some distance between ourselves and the boss. If he fears you, if he charges and fears you, most of the time you just leave it be. You don't have to do anything. But if the pathing is really bad, if you got very unlucky and pathing is really bad, if he fears you towards a pack of mobs or towards a pack of raptors, that's when you want to use your PvP trinket to get out of it. But that doesn't happen very often. You can also use your PvP trinket if, let's say, he gets your health really low and then fears you. So in order to be safe, you also can pop your PvP trinket. So here I skip a huge chunk of the fight because overall it took me 41 minutes to kill this boss. I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, my setup, my build, and my strategy hasn't been fully optimized yet. I was lacking a lot of hit gears, so my spell missed a lot. Plus, for the first half of the fight, I wasn't using my mana as intensively as I should, so, because I just wanted to play it safe. This is the first time I tried this strategy. But I hope I explained everything clearly. I hope you guys understood those two strategies, how they work. Let me know in the comment section which one you prefer and which one you think have the most potential. And as always, I would really appreciate if you can like this video and subscribe if you are not a subscriber yet. And I'll see you next time. Take care.